Hi there. Have you ever read a version of the Bible and you come across things like different types of punctuation and italicized words in one but not in another? Well, there's a reason for that. In the King James Version, they italicize a lot of the words, although not all of them. They do italicize a lot of the words that the translators added. Now, in other versions, like newer versions of the Bible, a lot of times they don't italicize anything, so you have no idea who added what. Now, I want to show you an example here. Here in 1 Corinthians 13, in the King James Version, it says, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal." And then in verse 2 it says, "And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries." So you see those words, the gift of, those are in italics, and that tells you the King James translators added those to the text. They thought it made more sense. Now this version is called the New English Bible, and here in verse 2 it says, "I may have the gift of prophecy and know every hidden truth," and so forth. We see the words there, gift of prophecy, that's not in italics, so you don't know if the translators added it or not. Now, this is the book I showed you last time, the Majority Text Greek New Testament in a Linear. And this is the book that has the literal Greek and the literal English right underneath the Greek. So here in 1 Corinthians 13:2, it says, "And if I have," there it is in italics, "the gift of prophecy." So you can literally read that, "and if I have prophecy." So that fits with what's in 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Here in 1 Corinthians 12:7, it says, "But to each is given the manifestation of the Spirit for the profiting." And then "of all" is in italics, so you can leave that out. And if you come down here, it says, "And to another prophecy." So prophecy is a manifestation. And folks, is a manifestation a gift? Could be, but not all gifts are manifestations. So I find it really helpful to go back to the original source as much as possible to see, like with the manifestation of prophecy, it's not a gift. The gift is Holy Spirit. The evidences are there in 1 Corinthians 12. It talks about 9 of them. And if you're interested, I've got a class on this. It's called Power from On High, and it's on my website at www.wordcenter.com, and you can get that class for free. And if you're interested, I have other classes there too that you're more than welcome to partake of. And I'd love to hear from you and see what you think about this. Okay? So God bless. I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.